back, True Seeker. Let's talk more about this book that's set to release next week, January 9th, 2018. Michael Wolff's Fire and Fury. The big buzz is that it reveals Ivanka has plans for the presidency. Today's news, the news of this book, it's coming 5 days before the release. The news is big January 4th, 2018. In numerology, 1 plus 4 plus 20 plus 18 equals 43. Date with numerology of 43. In the language of gematria, B is 2, O is the 15th letter, O the 15th letter, K the 11th. The word book in gematria, 43. Think about the nation's capital, D.C., D's the fourth letter, C's the third, 4-3. Masonic equals 43. The Masonic headquarters, Washington, D.C., the House of the Temple, the city named after George Washington, the 33rd degree Scottish Rite Freemason. Right away, what jumped out about this author's name, Michael Wolff, is the 58. Every number up here highly relevant, but the 58 jumps out right away. Earlier this year, Hillary Clinton put out a book about the election called What Happened? What Happened equals 58. It released September 12th, 2017, a date with 58 numerology. Now we get another author, bombshell about the Trump presidency, 58 author. Why does it matter? It was the 58th presidential election. Trump celebrated the 58th presidential inauguration where he hired the 58-year-old Steve Ray. That capped off him announcing he was running for the president at the start of it from the 58-story Trump Tower, the one with the gold elevators that they show in the media all the time. In the language of gematria, Freemasonry sums to 58 and 59. Like the name Michael Wolff, the headquarters of Scottish Rite of Freemasonry is in Washington, D.C., Scottish equals 113, like Michael Wolff. 211, important too. The word Mason equals 211. 211 is the 47th prime, big number with DC in the presidency. Also, The Apprentice equals 211. We'll come back to it. But let's just make sure we know the list. Freemasonry, 58. Secret Society, 58. Solomon's Temple, 58, where the secrets of Masonry are. United States, 58. Washington, 58. We the People, 58. Don't Tread on Me, 58. Annuit Coeptus, 58. And God We Trust, 58. And understand, this isn't the full list, but this is a nice, healthy list. Hillary's book, What Happened, 58. Big story. Ivanka wants to be president. I talked about how on Inauguration Day, the cameras were more on Ivanka than they were on Donald Trump. I documented that, put out a video the day of. My channel's been deleted a million times since. But I was talking about that. The cameras just couldn't stay off Ivanka. And what I was talking about is how her name equals 58. It was the 58th presidential inauguration. It was on a date with numerology of 58. January 20th, 2017. 1 plus 20 plus 20 plus 17. 58. Ivanka 58. Her father 58. Again, just talked about all the 58. As for the 113, Scottish, 113, so is mainstream, so is dishonest, so is not true, so is fiction, so is bullshit, so is a whole lot more things that have to do with dishonesty, infidelity, divorce. If you don't know about the Titanic, it's one of the biggest bullshit stories of all time. Giant insurance fraud. A decade before the Titanic supposedly hit an iceberg and sunk on its first sail, the biggest ship ever built. A decade before, there was a story called Futility, the wreck of the Titan, about the biggest ship ever built that sunk sailing the exact same route after hitting an iceberg. First ever time it sailed, biggest boat ever. Futility, wreck of the Titan, came out a full decade before the Titanic. Bullshit. So also, the 211 up here. 211, the 47th prime number. Mason, 211. With it being the 47th prime, president equals 47, so does White House, so does Trump, so does government, so does authority, so does DC. On the Freemason compass, you know, the instrument of geometry, their logo, it's a compass, it's a big G, usually with a purple background, and a square, another tool of geometry. That compass is set at 47 degrees. The Freemasons have the 47th problem of Euclid about how to establish foundation. Foundation equals 47. So does framework. Special number. Trump was in the 47-story Midtown Hilton Hotel the night of the rig selection. So this book, it's coming out January 9th, 2018. That's a date with numerology of 48. Another number that matters. Donald Trump equals 48. So does Cleveland, where he had his convention, 48. The word wall equals 48. You know, he ran on building a wall. He was announced as the president early November 9th, the anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. Also, the word Freemason in Hebrew and in English equals 48. This year, Freemasonry-controlled Hollywood put out the movie The Great Wall, February 17th, the 48th day of the year. The number 33, important to Masonry. Freemason equals 48 in Hebrew and in English. If you take the numbers that divide into 33, 1, 3, 11, and you add them together, plus 33, 1 plus 3 plus 11 plus 33, they sum to 48. The divisors of 33 sum to 48. The author's name is Michael 33, Federal 33, Masonry 33, Secrecy 33, Society 33, Order 33. The word people equals 33, so does the word person. 33 vertebrae in our back. Freemasonry based in the old Kundalini belief about how ascension happens up the spine of the human being, the 33 vertebrae. Kundalini also sums to 58 like Freemasonry. But all this stuff, it's not arbitrary. That's why at the House of the Temple, the Masonic headquarters in D.C., they have 33 pillars on the outside, each 33 feet tall. Fire and Fury, the name of the book, has gematria 64. The author is 64 years old right now. Israel equals 64, so does Zion, so does Thelema, so does Do What Thou Wilt. Donald Trump, jokingly the first Jewish president. All his families have married into Jewish presidents. He was in Israel on Jerusalem Day. 64 spaces on the chessboard. All of this stuff. Ongoing agenda. Ongoing distractions. What stands out in a big way is how Fire has gematria 25, same with Fury. Trump equals 25. Pence 25. Whole lot of 25 with Trump. They're saying he could be removed with the 25th Amendment. It's never happened to a president. It could happen to him if his mind gets any worse, they say. That's where the Congress and the vice president can vote out the president. Mike Pence, by the way, equals 45 forwards and backwards. The vice president to the 45th president. This author, his birthday is also August 27th, the 239th day of the year. That's the 52nd prime number. These are special numbers to government and authority. Government 52, authority 52, the Cabal 52, Kabbalah 52, the code of letters and numbers. Dates on the calendar, gematria 52. Tree of life, part of Kabbalah, just like gematria. Etz HaChaim, the Jewish word for tree of life, all of it's 52. Donald Trump began his Jesuit training in 64 at Fordham University. Selected as president 52 years later, something we talked about on election day. Also, him being born on the 239th day of the year. Remember, Donald Trump has the flag's birthday, June 14th. The flag was sewn in Philadelphia at 239 Arch Street. The flag was 239 years old when President Trump became a thing for Inauguration Day. Hillary had her convention in Philadelphia. And what's interesting is from the author's birthday to the release of the book's 135 days. If you follow my work, this is the biggest number in Philadelphia. Comes up in their history all the time. Comes up in their rig sports. Very special number. And how interesting. 135 days after his birthday. With regards to the book coming out on January 9th, 1/9 as we write it in the U.S., flag equals 19, so does POTUS, the abbreviation for President of the United States. There's some bigger riddle going on here. Trump took on the NFL over the flag on September 23rd, 23/9 as the date can be written, in the year of Super Bowl 52. Philadelphia, one of the top teams in the NFL, as I said to expect them to be after that Week 3 riddle. So, these narratives, they're deep. It just goes to show you, Michael Wolff, chosen to write this book because he had the numbers, you know. He had the numbers that are important to this presidency. If you guys didn't see the article that was just making fun of me, written by Vice News, because of how I exposed the World Series months before it was played, as I've done years now in a row, as I've done to all of professional sports, I just want you to see, the entire mainstream media, when they write stuff, they choose people with the right author to address the topic. Here's a guy who calls me wacko YouTuber, proves World Series was rigged. You know, article written about me, and he emphasizes all the things I talked about with 52. 52. Notice August 27th. I was talking about what August 27th had to do with the rigged World Series. That's now the birthday of this author. But he made fun of all this stuff, you know, makes fun of the 52, ends it with 52. Look at what writer they found to write this story. Sean Newell. Check this out. What do you think his name equals in gematria? What do you think old Sean Newell equals, who made fun of me for exposing how the World Series was rigged around the number 52? Sean Newell, 52. You know? And the 38's probably not arbitrary either, because he's making fun of the fact that I'm using Kabbalah to show how sports are scripted. See this? It's a thin line between rigged news and rigged sports. You know? As I always say, it's all scripted together. It's undeniable what they're doing. People got to catch on faster. We got to put an end to this. Still waiting for the announcement on my book. I was hoping it would be out by now. It is coming, you know. What's funny is last year, or not more than a year ago now, I said that my goal was to have my book out by February 13th, 2017. Not February 13th, February 12th. I wanted to put it out February 12th because it was going to be the 43rd day of the year. And then I discovered reverse gematria like a month before that. And I said, oh my God, I have to rewrite this book. And because it just opened up the door for so much greater understanding. But the new book should be out before February 12th, 2018. You know, it's taken an extra year to finish this project that I've been working on since I began this research at the end of 2013. You know, this has all been one big work in process. It's almost been a 5-year process, essentially, to write this book. I'm going to be able to give you guys a release date any day now. I'm waiting for that. I'm excited about that. But now I'm just seeing how the media is hyping up a book like they haven't hyped up in like a year right before my book comes out. You know, I'm hoping this will be good for my book. Maybe it'll get people's juices flowing about wondering what's going on in the world and then find out that, oh my God, this is the book I should have been reading, you know? Letters and Numbers. This is the one you want. This is going to be 1,000,000 times better than Fire and Fury, which is just more propaganda. That's why they got the 113 right in the title. Which is also a number that's been coded into Trump's past book titles, as we talked about. You know, just search my blog for Trump's older books, how Trump's older books were synced up with the rig selection. It's all just part of an ongoing thing. All right, Truth Seeker. Until next time.